25 sessions of radiation. I had the worst journey. I had everything from full body rashes, blisters all over my face, scuffed on my hair. I had third degree radiation burns where my skin was black and bled and wept. I was wrapped in thick padding, just trying to keep that little gust of air conditioning off of my skin because radiation fries your nerve endings, so you feel everything. My nails started peeling away from my body as well, because you can actually lose your fingernails and your toenails, which was something that I never knew. And that was really quite horrific, actually. And I was still working. I worked for Ray Williams, all the way, he's member for Canada. I was there and I had my fingernails, sticky tape, wrapping stuff around my fingernails so I could just still try and type, and I was trying to type just on my skin. But anyway, I got through all of that, and I still feel very, very lucky because not only did I survive, but what I went through and the end result was a hell of a lot better than a lot of women. Now, when you look at the statistics, they sound really scary. Just with cancer, 50% of Australians will have cancer in their lifetime. Well, that is scary enough. 1 in 7 women will have breast cancer. 1 in 600 men will have breast cancer. And for men, that is quite a daunting thing to be diagnosed with a woman's cancer. They won't admit to it. They'll call it something else. And their end result is usually quite a big indentation into their chest because they don't have the same amount of breast tissue as us women. So then to get margins, they have to take quite a lot out of their chest, and very indented, and you know, it takes away their masculinity, just the connotation of it, but the men like to have a good looking chest. And us women, so do we. Let's be honest. So when you go through breast cancer and you have your surgeries, you end up with a lot of scarring, you end up with burns, you end up with reminders of what you actually went through. The women that end up having mastectomy because they either have to or they choose to because they have breast cancer in the family, it's a 50-50. You're either going to end up with a really great job or you are going to end up looking mutilated. And I have seen photos of people that would just break your heart. They look like they have been butchered. And this is what they have to look at every single day when they get out of the shower and they look in the mirror and they just go, these are war wounds. This is from the battlefield. And they have to live with that. Partners leave them when they're diagnosed. It's not common, it's not uncommon. I like to say that. But they also will leave when the boobs are gone. And it happens. So can you imagine, not only do you have these physical scars that you see every day, you feel like you've lost your femininity. You are scared about intimacy. You're scared about showing yourself. Then your partner leaves you. How do you recover from that? How do you move forward in your life? How do you regain your sexy? How do you bring that sexy out? How do you start dating again? How do you go out on a date and tell someone, yeah, I had breast cancer and a double mastectomy, but nothing there? The fear of rejection would be just enormous. Sorry. Then you get to that second date, third date, things are going really well. And you're thinking, how am I going to show myself? How are they going to react if we become intimate? So what we're wanting to do is we're wanting to give the power back to these people where they can actually sit down with someone, first, second date, whatever, and they can tell them, yes, I had breast cancer, I had a double mastectomy or single mastectomy, but I have got these really amazing tattoos, and if you play your cards right, I'll let you see them. It gives them the power. It makes them feel feminine. It makes them feel powered and empowered, right? They're taking control over their body once again. So, the statistics for mastectomy in Australia and New Zealand, there was 42,239, I think I've got that right, between the years of 2009 and 2019. So in 10 years, over 42,000. That's just women. Okay, so depending on the geographical area, the number of people that get reconstruction can range between 20 to 40%. But that means 60% are without anything. Okay, so they've got a flat mastectomy, or they have they actually retain skin for if they want to have reconstruction later. Okay, so you can imagine you have these flaps of skin that are just hanging there. So there is a lot of people that have had these mastectomies and are living in that way every single day. Luckily, with all the advancements in treatment and diagnosis, breast cancer diagnosis went up 33%. Scary. But that, when you look behind the statistic for that, it's because we're detecting it earlier, okay? And it's becoming more refined. So we're finding it earlier. So there's less mastectomies required. Even for me, they changed around the way that they did treatment. I had chemotherapy first to shrink the tumor. So it went from a 4-centimeter tumor down to a 1.5-centimeter tumor. And by doing that, they could conserve the breast. So it's all about breast conservation these days. But think of all the years before. People that have been living with, nothing there and all these scars and these, the discoloration of it, and they've been living with it for years and years and years and years and years. I spoke to my surgeon just the other week when I got my third-year all clear. And I said to him, how many mastectomies have you done recently? He said, in the last 5 years, because we're so focused on how we do the treatment now and conserving the breast, he said, I've done 1 in 5 years. So the progress is amazing. But still, we have thousands and thousands of people across this country who have been scarred. And we're going to help them. So we're going to fund the anatomical tattoos, which is the nipple and areola tattoos. Nowadays, they try to conserve the nipple as well. Mine was grafted. So I actually have 2 nipples, but one functioning. This one was grafted on and it stayed. It doesn't always stay. Sometimes it dies. So you still may need to get the tattoo. They tried doing this for years and years. I was just watching an episode of Botched the other day, and they tried to conserve a tattoo by sticking it on someone's stomach. They put it onto the stomach, right at the waistline, and she had it there for about 6 years. And then when it came to the time that she was like, I want to have these done, that nipple was gone. But it had been bent over and folded and twisted and whatever, so it was unusable, but it was actually down stuck to her body. The camouflage tattoos, I think, are so beautiful. They will cover everything. They'll cover the scars, they'll cover the burns, discoloration as well. Some people have it full coverage. Some people make a bra out of it. Some people will just have it along the scar lines. It really differs between people. I've got scars through my back, but I don't have it through the center of the breast. But some people do, like this lady here, right through the center of the breast. She's got those scars. And for the men, you can see in this photo here, the indentation in his chest. Once he has that tattoo over there, you can hardly see it. And he must think when he looks in the mirror, you know, God, I look hot. And cool and tough. And then the cosmetic tattoos, when you have chemotherapy to lose all your hair, you lose your eyebrows. Mine have come back, but they're patchy. I'm actually getting my, what do you call it, stuff, whatever it is, done, tattooing done at the end of this month, just to fill in those gaps. But for some people, and it's rare, the eyebrows never grow. So those are the ones we're going to help. It's not common, it's more rare, but, you know, could you imagine? You're expecting it to all come back and there's nothing. So anyway, as mentioned, we are brand new. We launched on Saturday. We had 100 people at Hillside Hotel. It was a great night. We already have some really exciting conversations happening with organizations that are wanting to partner with us. And I think you'd be quite surprised who these people are. And I'm secretly really excited, but I can't say anything. And we are going to help a lot of people. You know, we've got 8 women on this board that are from the Hills area, but we're going to help the nation. And I got really exciting because unlike other charities where everything kind of goes into a pool, we are going to be able to help the individual and go on that journey with them. And, you know, who knows, one day we might have an exhibition of the artwork, these masterpieces that are done on these men and women. We might do a photography book. Who knows? But I want this all to be documented because I think it's. I think what we're going to see is some really beautiful works of art that are changing these people's lives directly. And so, thank you, and enjoy your breakfast. And thank you so much for hosting.
You're welcome.
What a beautiful restaurant.
Thank you.
I'm gonna bring my partner here. I'll go back to chicken.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks all for coming.
Thank you very much. Michelle's on the board. You probably know the other board members. Karen Merton, Susan Cliff, Sonia Phillips, Eric Snow, Sonia Phillips, who knows the Dean Bruce, Alison Dale, and Jackie Miller. So, thank you to my board. Thank you, Pativa. Thanks, ladies. And you all look beautiful. I want to sorry. Thank you.